Welcome to the Pivotal Point with Dwayne Barnes, the space where survival becomes soul work and raw truth becomes real transformation. There comes a point in your healing when you have to make a new kind of choice. Not just a choice to survive or to keep digging through pain, but the choice to smile again, to laugh again, to let yourself be happy. And the wildest part? That kind of joy takes courage, real courage, the courage to be. Let's talk about it. Today's episode is about something simple but sacred: letting yourself be happy. Because healing doesn't always end with tears. It doesn't end with breakthroughs. It ends, or rather begins, again, with joy. There comes a moment in your journey when you stop asking, what hurt me? And start asking, what healed me? That's your pivotal point. As you know, a lot of this year for me has been about excavation. Digging through old wounds, speaking hard truths, sitting face to face with my trauma. And it was all for a powerful reason, because I really wanted to share the power of authenticity, integrity, and owning your truth. How dare he say those things about his mother? How dare he record himself screaming and hollering? How dare he cuss, record and share those rough and janky songs? How dare him? He should be embarrassed, ashamed. And that courageous soul was all a part of the magic. My goal was to take you, the listener, on this journey, witnessing and experiencing someone, a black man, having the audacity and courage to be every divine morsel of his truth. Did I care how it would be received? Yes. In all of my truth, I did. But I'm sure you heard this before. Courage is having the fear and doing it anyway, especially when the cause is greater than yourself. You see, I've seen people suffer and die because they couldn't muster up the courage to speak their truth, to say no, to walk away. And part of my mission in life is to be a beacon of light to those who are challenged with breaking free from the fear of what others think and feel about them. We could be imperfect. We can put out imperfect podcasts, not with the right equipment, with sounds coming all around, with you hearing the fire trucks and the cars. We can say imperfect things. We can be human. As long as that imperfection isn't used as a weapon to improperly hurt others, we can be imperfect. Though, of course, there will be many times just our truth will hurt someone, But that's not on you. That's for that other person to deal with. And so that is something that Spirit was working through me at the onset of this podcast. And it was scary, it was vulnerable, but I kept saying yes. I kept jumping. But what hit me recently, what dropped into my spirit during meditation, was this quiet voice. I call it holy. Sometimes I call it intuition, gut, Jesus, God, the divine. It's all divine. It said, now that we've cleared the heaviness, it's time to remember the light. It said, what about the joy, the laughter, the people who loved you even if it wasn't, the people who loved you even if it was just for a season? What about that? And suddenly it was almost like I got a download of just all of the good of my life. I started to reflect on the laughter that I had with my mother. I remember when I used to sing for her, the smiles that used to grace her face, the laughter I had with my grandmother and my brothers and my aunt and my cousins, the silly, goofy times that I shared with my friends, the joy, the inside jokes, the deep conversations, the dancing, the warmth. And I realized my life wasn't just about the trauma. It was about the triumphs too. And somewhere along the way, I have forgotten that I was allowed to be happy. You see, letting yourself be happy is not passive. It's a choice, a practice, a discipline even, especially when anxiety and old narratives try to steal your peace. But hear me when I say, you are worthy of joy. I am worthy of joy. We are worthy of peace. We are worthy of happiness. And sometimes you gotta fight for it. You see, I realized that I'm a miracle. And I don't say that lightly. My mother was on birth control pills when she got pregnant with me. Doctors were confused. They said maybe her body ate up the pills. That was their words. Maybe her body ate up the pills. But I know what that means. God wanted me here. I made it past the pill meant to stop me. I made it through rejection, through trauma, through silence. And I'm still here, breathing, creating, loving, leading. So how dare I not claim my joy too? We are all miracles in this life. If you have life, you are a miracle. Facts. And I say it's time to walk around with that level of confidence and swag. God don't make no junk. The circumstances of your existence was not to kill you or hurt you. It's a divine plan to heal you. I said it. Now believe it. Okay, let me just pause right here and say this because it matters. I'm not a coach because I'm perfect. I'm a coach because I'm real. I am a wounded and healed healer. I've always had a gift to help people rise, even while I was still learning how to rise myself. That's why I don't pretend. I don't sit on some pedestal of perfection. The Courage to Be Freedom coaching is rooted in transparency, truth, and transformation. It's for the ones who are ready to excavate and expand, not the fake and the phony. Those who are ready to feel, to grieve, to grow, and to finally let themselves be happy. If that's you, go to authordwaynebarnes.com, book your session, and let's start walking toward your breakthrough together. So what I've come to know is this. There are always two sides of the coin. You can focus on the heartbreaks, and that's valid. But there comes a time when you got to flip the coin and look at the joy. And both can be true. But what you focus on becomes your foundation. And if you want freedom, choose the perspective that uplifts you. Choose the lens that reminds you you made it. You mattered. You laughed. You loved. You lived. So what if your foundation wasn't pain, Dwayne, courageous one? What if it was gratitude, grace, play, presence? You don't have to earn joy. You just have to allow it. Even if that means choosing it 1 hour at a time, 1 minute at a time. It's up to you. So here's what I want us to remember, fam. We survived. We've cried. We've told the truth. Now it's time to let ourselves be happy. Let yourself be happy. Letting yourself be happy is not denial. It's discipline. It's not spiritual bypassing. It's spiritual claiming. So smile again. Laugh again. Choose again. Because that choice, that moment when you say, I'm allowed to feel good again, that is your pivotal moment. And if this episode sparks something in you, you're not alone. You just tapped into something deeper. Welcome to the Courage to Be, where your story becomes your superpower, where your vulnerability is your strength, where you don't have to hide or perform or pretend. This is where we remember who we really are and rise into who we're here to become. Thank you for listening to The Pivotal Point with Dwayne Barnes. Share this with someone who needs this reminder. And never forget, your joy is not selfish. It's sacred.